Today we're going to talk about similar triangles. If two figures are similar, if you're told they're similar, what that means is that corresponding angles are congruent, meaning that they're the same size and same shape, and that corresponding sides are proportional. So all this diagram up here just shows that these two triangles are similar. First thing, this shows you that they are. It tells you that they are. Triangle ABC is similar to. That's what that tilde means, to triangle XYZ. Right? And you can tell they're similar based off a few things. One, that the angles are congruent. Angle B goes to angle Y, and you can tell because they both have the same tick mark in the corner. Angle A is congruent with angle X because they have the exact same tick mark. They have two little marks. So you can tell these are corresponding angles. And C has the same thing. It has kind of a T little tick mark. This has the same thing. So that means they correspond. They're congruent. They're the same. Right? This just tells you that. This is the angle A is congruent to or similar to. That's what that means. The equal sign with the tilde is congruent with angle X. Angle B goes with angle Y. Angle C goes with angle Z. Right? And then here's the proportional thing. Side AB is proportional with the side X to Y. If you go small over large, AB goes with XY. AC would go with X to Z, and BC goes with the YZ, right? So those sides are proportional. So using all of this, we can, if we're missing something on one triangle, we can use it to find it based on the other triangle. Alright, so write this down. So here they give you two triangles. They look similar, but we don't know if they are or not. You have to be able to prove it, right? This angle 66, this angle here is 66 degrees. These two are congruent. We don't know what this is, but we know these two are the same at 57 degrees. So what we can do is, one, we can find out what this angle measure is. Right? And then we also need to prove that these are the same. 257. So we know a triangle adds up to what? What does a triangle add up to? It's not 90, it's 180. A triangle always adds up to 180. So if I was to take 180 and subtract 57 from it and then subtract 57 more from it, what do I get? You guys know? What do you think? Any ideas? Right, this and this, if we were to combine it, you would get 114, and 180 minus 114 is 66. So we know that this angle, T, goes with Y. But do I know for sure that these are 57? Not necessarily. Right? Now, they have to be equal, so yeah, kind of we do. But what I want to do is I want you to be able to prove it. So we're going to call these two missing angle measures X. Let's just call them X. They're the same thing, so let's call them X. So we know that X plus 66 should give me 180, right? Right? All three angles should add up to give me 180. Well, I combine like terms, X and X, get 2X plus 66 gives me 180. Subtract 66 from both sides. I get 2X is equal to 114 divided by 2. What is 114 divided by 2? 57. Good, class. All right. So both of these are 57 degrees. So are the angles congruent? Are the corresponding angles congruent? Yes. Since the corresponding angles have equal measures, then yes, they are similar. Right? Triangle XYZ is similar to triangle RST. All right. Any questions? All right, write this down. So it wants to know, are these two triangles similar? Right? Are they, which all we know, we don't know any angle measures, which, well, obviously the right angles we do. These, you're going to learn in geometry that these would be the same angle. This would obviously be the same angle. So we know the angle measures are the same. But let's talk about proportional sides. Are the sides proportional to each other? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pick a couple of sides and see if they get the same ratio. So let's go with the longest side. Let's go with VZ. Right, that, and I usually go small over large, so let's keep it that way. Small. What would be the proportional side on the small one? The corresponding side on the small triangle of XWY. What side goes with VZ of the small one? WY. All right. WY. WY is 3, VZ is 9. What does that reduce to? 1/3. So every measure should be 1/3. It just means that for every 1 foot or inch or whatever unit on a small one, that's 3 on the big one. So any side we do should have this same ratio. So let's do a different side. Let's do XW. What side is corresponding to XW? On the big one, on the large one. VX, right? VX, the entire thing. XW or WX is 4. VX is 12. Does that reduce to 1/3? Yes, it does. All right, we need to make sure one more time. So the only side we got left is the slanting side, the hypotenuse. Let's go with XY. Call it XY. For the small one, what would be the hypotenuse for the large one? XZ or ZX. It doesn't really matter what you call it. The small one is what?
5.
The large one is
15.
Does that reduce to 1/3?
Yes.
Yes. All sides reduce down to 1/3. Okay, so that means they're proportional, so this is yes. Right. All right, find the missing measures. Now we know that these are corresponding triangles. They're similar triangles. Right, so we just need to find what's missing. A and C are what's missing here. Okay, so that's what we got to find. To do that, we just use proportions, and we know how to do proportions. So I'm going to go with A first. I want to find A, which I'm going to call it by its name first. It's BC. Now this is the large one, so I need to put the small one on bottom. So what side is proportional to BC on the small triangle? QR. Okay, and make sure you're aware of which one's proportional. Now, the easiest thing to do is look at the angles. 38 to 82, 38 to 82, so it must be that. Okay, and then we set it up to where it's equal to something. So let's go with a side that we do know. The only side on the big one that we do know is what? AC or CA. What about the small one? RP. And then you replace your numbers, your letters with numbers, which AC would go to A. QR is 7. AC is 12.5. And RP is 5. Do I know how to do something like this? Do we know how to cross multiply? Yes. So cross multiply. 5A is equal to 7 times 12.5, which 7 times 12.5 is 87.5. So now what? Divide by 5. Good. A is equal to 17.5. So I know that one. Now I gotta find C, which I'm gonna erase all this. Right. And then I'm gonna set it up again. Right? I need AB now. What side goes with AB? On the small one. PQ. And I want to use the side I know. Okay, so I want to use AC over RP. All right, I don't want to try to use BC, because what if you got BC wrong? then all your numbers are going to be off. So replace your letters with numbers. AC is C, PQ is 8, AC is 12.5, RP is 5. Cross multiply. 5C is equal to 100 because 12.5 times 8 is 100. Divide by 5. C is equal to 20. So there's your two missing measures. Here are two triangles. It says they're similar. We just got to find the missing measures. The only thing they're asking for is X. Okay? That's the only one they're asking for here. So if we go small or large, the large one would be X. Which side is proportional on the small triangle to X? 5. Right. If we go this side here, this side here for the small one, 7. What side's proportional to it? 11. Cross multiply to solve. 7x is equal to 55. Divide by 7. And the book doesn't care what it really is. It actually leaves the answer as 55 over 7. It doesn't want an example. It just wants that. Okay. Which, if you see that in the back of the book, there you go. Go for it. You can leave it that way. If it works it out, you can work it out, but they're not worried about it. Okay. This would be like if you didn't have a calculator, like on the OCCT for pre-algebra, you don't get a calculator, so they just leave their answer like this. Okay. Any questions? Here's your homework assignment then.